some styrofoam right here. I'm gonna put this back in the box. Oh, I'm being attacked. I don't need that much microphone into the scene, so we're gonna back that up some. But so that I can be heard better, we're gonna turn it up some, bring up the gain, and there we go. Oh, welcome back to Saxophone Improv with Korg Gadget. Yep. Today I'm doing something a bit different. I'm going to be doing an unboxing and reaction video. Y'all know I normally use my tactile. I love my Triton Korg tactile very, very much. I love it so much. I'm going to give it a hug. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. However, even though it works very well, and even though I am not a piano player by any means, I'm not a piano player, I'm getting to where 25 keys is not enough for what I need to do. And in all honesty, I wish I had gotten the 49 key version, and I greatly recommend this board. If you can find the 49 key version, get it. They've discontinued it, they're not selling it, so if you can find it like new someplace, like overstocked. The only ones I've ever seen are like about $350, $400, and they're still the ones that say Triton. Even though they do have this as just a normal tactile version, no Triton. If you're not using the sounds, don't get the sounds. Don't buy what you don't need. Because I need more than 25 keys, and I have not been able to find something that is in the price range of which I was looking for, where Korg is concerned, it still does all of this. I mean, we're talking about all the faders, and the 49 key version has 16 pads, and along with the faders, it's got knobs as well. You know, oh, and with the iPad Pro, this right here, when you switch this over to trackpad, this still works with the iPad Pro. So you can actually use this as a trackpad on the iPad Pro. It's not fully functional, but still, you can, you know, drag your finger along and still select stuff on the screen. That's another plus to using this. However, need 25 keys. So I'm going to relegate this to just when I'm doing stuff downtown, when I'm doing stuff on the street, and I'm going to put this aside. So, and today, for the actual studio work, I've been doing some research, and the one thing I found that was in a really, really good price range, that has a lot of the features that I was, you know, a lot of the features I was seeking. The Arturia Keylab Essential 49. Now, I still like Korg. In fact, I like Korg better than Arturia. But this right here is probably the next best thing. So, we're going to open this up and we're going to hook it up and give it a shot. So, let's do an unboxing of this right now. I apologize if you can't hear me very well. I can hear me in the headphones. My microphone's right there. Microphone checker. 1, 2, checker. Ooh. And this is going to be a whole reaction video as well. Let me see. Microphone over here. Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. Let's see. Included software. Analog Lab, which I will not be using. Ableton Live Lite, which I will not be using. And UVI Grand Piano, which I will not be using. After all, this is Saxophone Improv with Korg Gadget. Now, it does not say that it is compatible with an iPad. I bought this at Guitar Center in Greenville, South Carolina. If you're in Greenville, when it comes to your electronic equipment, that's the place to be. The person you want to go see is a Mr. Derek Davis. I'll put their address in the description. And like I said, you know, your pro audio stuff, your keyboards, you want to go talk to Derek. He will go the extra mile to get you exactly what you need and to get you exactly what you're looking for. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's got a USB cable, but as y'all see, I got a USB cable that I already had hooked up, so I'm going to be using that. We got some styrofoam right here. I'm going to put this back in the box. Oh, I'm being attacked. You You know what? How about I put this box on the floor? I'm trying to hold the box so y'all can see it. I'm going to take this, put this back in the box. I want to make sure that I have everything in this looking good. Every video I've seen about this board shows people using it with their computer. I haven't seen anybody use it with an iPad. So if this doesn't work, I intend on returning it. So let's hope and pray that it works. Let's see. We got some more stuff right here. We got a quick start guide. Quick start guide. Follow the instructions below to register your product and access software, resources, and support. Musically yours, the Arturia team. And then they give you a link and everything. So all of that's there. So if you intend on using the software that comes with it, this is something you definitely want to look at. We're going to try to hook this up to an iPad Pro. And by the way, the attachment I'm using to do this with the iPad Pro, the hub is the Innovate Tech USB hub. And it's got two USB ports to it. It's got a USB-C port on it. It's got a HDMI port on it. And it's got the 3.5mm jack on it. So I'm going to set all of this back in here. Got the board right here. I gotta admit, this does look nice. The black is beautiful, and I know I'm black every day. So now, let's see, from the looks of it, this thing has an adapter port on it, 9-volt DC, 0.5 amps, but I don't see an adapter in the box, so I'm hoping it's going to be powered by USB. We're about to find that out in a minute. It's got a sustain pedal on it, and I left my sustain pedals at the church. And it does have a MIDI out. So let's get this hooked up. All right. We got a little bit more styrofoam. We got it underneath the key bed. Let's see if we can get this pulled out, but I don't want to damage it because if I have to return it, that's going to need to be on there. I'm not going to remove the sticker on the screen unless, excuse me, unless I'm keeping it. And from the looks of this, the ports are on the opposite side of where the tactile originally had it. However, let's get this hooked up. It's not as deep as the tactile, so I can push it back a little bit further. And from the looks of it, the pads and the pads and the faders are a bit reversed, which isn't too big of an issue since I normally use the pads more than I use the pads more than I use the faders anyway. So let's see how this works. Hey, plug and play. Plugged it right up, thing came right on. All right, so I'm gonna open this up and see if there's any instructions. Ha. And this is the extent of my instructions right here, all 3 pages. Your Live Light serial number will be found on your My Arturia user account page. Download Live Light, blah, blah, blah. Not concerned about that. This copy of Ableton Live Light provides you, that's about Ableton Live Light, okay? Nothing against Ableton. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Ableton users out there. If you love Ableton, use it. This station, Saxophone Improv with Korg Gadget. So open the MIDI Control Center application with your Keylab Essentials. Connect to your computer to update its firmware and access its advanced settings and manage your memories. Well, here's the thing. I am not plugging this into a computer. Well, it's an iPad Pro. Your next computer is not a computer. Let's see if I can see anything that just looks familiar. Oh, okay, so that's actually a button. I wonder, is this already working? Oh, hey. Plug and play, it's already working. So, no saxophone today, move the mic out the way. You know what? Since it's not as deep, I got it pushed back further. But with it pushed back further, it's rocking on this thing. So let's do this. I'm going to take this mic. There we go. Keyboard, the keyboard don't feel bad. You know, let's see how this thing does on some bass. Let me get my favorite bass up in here. Y'all know how much I love that juice bass. Get the juice bass in it. That pitch won't stay up. That pitch has some pushback to it. This pitch bend, that's a tight pitch bend. It has some pushback to it. It's if you're somebody who you got a lot of strength in your fingers, a lot of strength in your thumbs, this pitch bend on here. Let me see if I can aim this down some more. I'm going to take my face out of the picture. I'm going to aim this down so you can see me working this pitch bend. Okay, yeah, there we go. This pitch bend, yeah, it's got some pushback on it. So if you are heavy thumbed, you'll hardly ever feel it. But if you're somebody who you push real light, you'll feel that. Try something different. Ah, there you go. But this is why I got this anyway, so I have more keys. So now I can go up. We'll transpose it down and go up higher. Whoops. Ha! I told you, I'm not a piano player. I wonder. Let's try the pads on the drums. Let's see. Okay. So now I'm seeing something where I actually can program something, or I think I can program something. We're going to find out. So, y'all know how much I love London. Got my own setup in it. Let's go Quiet Storm. These are not some bad feeling pads. This first one is coming up as this is coming up as E2. I wonder if I can change that. Pull this down some more. Okay. So it's actually running a little bit backwards. Backwards as opposed to the Korg tactile. This is backwards from the tactile. The bass, snare, I got a bass, rim, snare, snap, hi-hat, crash, little bit of ethnic in there. This is actually going a little bit backwards. In other words, my bass is at the top as opposed to at the bottom. But I can still do everything from the keys as well. Man, that's sensitive. I'm not hitting it that hard. But it is sensitive. So if you are heavy-handed, you might want to see if you can go in and change the sensitivity. The velocity sensitiveness of it, it even the slightest touch, you're hitting it harder than you probably want to. So it's an adjustment. Everything's going to be an adjustment period. Okay, you can pretty much guarantee. I think I'm going to be keeping this. This is not bad. Granted, it's not the Triton, or it's not the tactile. Granted, it's not the tactile, but this is not bad. Now, I will be doing another video on this. As I learn more about this device, I'm going to be doing another video on this. So, y'all can guarantee you're going to see more of how to use this with Korg Gadget, how to use the Arturia Keylab Essential 49 with, all the different things that Gadget can do, and how to use it with your iPad Pro.